What up, big kids? I am here with the legendary, the one only Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen. How are you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me.
Real quick, have you ever been to Sacramento at SacAnime? Well, this is your first SacAnime, but have you ever been to Sacramento before?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I remember being in Sacramento. I think it was, we were trying to recall, 10 years ago, I was with some cowboys, and we ended up on a riverboat. And we're staring out at a bridge, and one of my buddies said, I remember being back here when I was 17 years old, and we got ourselves into some bear and ended up sleeping under that bridge over there. I said, oh my, oh my. I learned how to rope steer in Marysville, which isn't too far away,
Yes.
with a dear friend. He's departed, but his name was Donnie Yandell, and yeah, it brings back a lot of memories.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
love it. I love Sacramento.
Oh, and we love you here too. Now, we're big toy people here, and I wanted to ask you, do you have any Optimus Prime or even Eeyore or other characters you've voiced over the years, like any merchandise that you've owned over the years from voicing all these characters?
I do. I have a lot of gifts from fans over the years, and I keep them in a closet, and my grandchildren find them, and they're no longer closed boxes, But
It's not meant in sell box. No, you ruined the value.
well, I do have. I don't worry about that. I do have, however, my original G1 tractor trailer.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
I
awesome.
have Ironhide, and so I would stick him inside the Optimus Prime trailer, and I hadn't stared at that one. Here's another one. I hadn't stared at that thing. It was hidden away somewhere for years and years. I'd forgotten about it, and one day I pulled it out, and it was all in pieces, and it was all in parts, and I couldn't put it back together. And poor dear Ironhide, I think he had a door missing, and there was all kinds of barbaric things done to that tractor trailer. And I keep it the same way. It sits in the same spot, and the kids now play with it over the years, and it gets continually more distorted, but it's still a great memory that I have.
Oh yeah. What do you think about how, especially Transformers, they've become really like, even back in the day, but now more so, they're so complex. Have you ever tried transforming these newer Transformers, especially from the movies? And like your Revenge of Fallen one was just like, I love the figure, especially because you voiced it, but it's a nightmare to transform.
It would be similar to Rubik's Cube
Yes.
for me.
Oh man.
And all right,
Yeah,
gone.
that's how I feel too. It's so hard, man. Well,
Throwing a few over the bridge.
so yeah, over that bridge you can find a collection
Yeah.
of old Optimus Prime toys that
Really?
Peter Cullen can transform. I have a question from a fan. This was actually a good question. What was your favorite G1 Optimus Prime lines, like, or just Optimus Prime lines? General Leo asked this.
That's a hard question, and because there was so many well-written lines, and the authors, let's face it, they really had moments where fans have told me over the years, what lines were really important to them.
Yeah.
And I've collected a few. I think one that was poignant to me was delivered by a young boy. This is sad. It was a young boy, and he was dying of cancer, and he eventually did die. And he was crocheting this image of Optimus Prime. And he didn't get to finish it, but the kids in the hospital that were going through the same thing, they finished it for him. And the line was, "Hold on to your dreams. The future is built on dreams." And it really hit me because I could see this young boy and hold on to your dreams, I didn't mean to be so sad, but
No, it's okay. We love you for it. Well, I was going to ask this question. We love your Optimus Prime. We want you to do it as long as possible. As long as you're alive, you should be only Optimus Prime. Yes. And but there's so many people that have also voiced Optimus Prime that I kind of wish it was always you. I mean, David Kaye, we love him, and we had Gary Chalk. But is there anyone that you worked with in the voice industry that you think has the same essence and spirit like you carry with Optimus Prime that you would like passing the torch to when, say, like you can't do the voice anymore, and you would love to see that person do Optimus Prime?
You know, to hear that question, the only way I can respond is by saying that Optimus Prime is a character. He was written, he was formed with incredible qualities. And of those qualities, I think any actor who can dig in and find all those virtues, you know, they're very important. And especially in our day and age, you know, where a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to see strength and nobility and integrity and trustworthiness and, you know, that absolute resolute conviction of compassion and strength. It would, in my hopes, be somebody that would marry those virtues and be able to be honest enough to get them across in a way that kids responded so wonderfully to our generation of G1. And I'm sure that's entirely possible. I don't wish that it happened soon.
No, I know. We're saying like, you know, at least 50 years from now.
Okay, I'll go for 50. 50 would be a nice thing. I just enjoy doing the character.
I
I
know.
mean, it means so much to me and so many other people that I couldn't imagine not doing them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want you to be able to pass the torch when you're not able to do it anymore. I want you to be able to choose. But last question: is there anything we can look forward to? I know with Robots Disguise is premiering, but anything you can talk about, because I know you can't talk about everything that we can look forward to hearing you in.
Well, Robots in Disguise, of course, Rescue Bots coming out. I'm old, I forget. I can't think of anything. I'm going to get slapped by some very promotional people. Why didn't you remember such and such? You know, I just, I don't know. I look more forward to watching my son. He's a stuntman, and to find out what movies he's been in lately. And I get it. I'm like a kid, like any fan, you know, here with my own son. So I'm always interested in what they're doing. But I can't think of anything other than that. Well, no, that's not true. Now, see, it's all coming back to me.
Oh, good.
If you're patient, things happen, you know.
Patience is a virtue.
Working with NASA and the Goddard Space Flight Center back in Maryland and Florida, we've been trying to formulate a way of showing kids the inventions that have profited man from, you know, our everyday lives, and it's called the Optimus Prime Spin-off Awards through NASA.
That's awesome.
And what I'm trying to do is formulate that more into not just science, technology, and math, and create that interest for children. I'm trying to also bring in the moral concept of Optimus Prime and showing kids, you know, that through a character like that and through science and medicine and everything related to the Apollo program and the Hubble telescope and the James Webb telescope, that we actually, you know, going to Mars is something that should be expanded in our minds. And if Optimus Prime is the guy to help to do that, I'm led to believe that through NASA and Goddard that we're almost there. We're almost there. And I'm really excited by that. Funny I couldn't remember that right offhand. I'm just often a little nervous when it comes down to being interviewed. But
Oh, you're doing an amazing job. You get an A+ for this.
Yeah.
A prime interview right here.
the kids can go to nasa.org and look up the Optimus Prime Spin-off Awards. And if your school doesn't have it, get your principals or your teachers to get involved and put a video together that shows some of the great inventions that have come out of space programs. you'd be very surprised. It's really very exciting.
Yes, Optimus Prime says, kids, so you better do it. Well, I want to thank Peter so much for this interview. I want you guys to check out SacAnime. You can still meet him right now. He's here till Sunday. And check out toyworth.com, my website, seanxlong.com. And, of course, we got to end this with Autobots rolling out. Can we get one for that?
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Thank you, Peter.
Know your limits, Master Wayne. Batman has no limits, but you do, sir. Especially with that voice you do. Seriously, I'm decades older than you, and you sound like you have throat cancer. How do you do that voice? Because I'm Batman.